Following the veto by the US to block the resolution tabled by the United Arab Emirates seeking a ceasefire in Israel-Hamas war, there has been widespread condemnation of America, which was the only nation among the 15 member states to vote against the resolution. Meanwhile, Israel Defense Army have intensified attacks in southern Gaza as they raid houses and tunnels in search of possible Hamas hideouts. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Prime Minister Dahal's office deemed lackluster in controlling corruption. The Prime Minister says controlling corruption is easier said than done. The country earns 67 billion rupees by the sale of information technology service. 70,000 youths engaged in the sector. Growing criticism of America after it vetoes the resolution seeking a humanitarian ceasefire in the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. And Butwal Lumbini edge past Kathmandu Rangers 2-1 at NSL. Thangadi FC and Sporting Ilam engage in an exciting 2-all draw. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has said that corruption control is what he said, easier said than done. Nepal is observing International Anti-Corruption Day today by organizing various programs across the country. Speaking at a function organized by the Commission for Investigation of Abuse of Authority in the capital today, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal viewed that despite all-out efforts, the government has not met desired success in rooting out corruption. Prime Minister Dahal also informed that efforts were underway to form laws to rope in money earned through undisclosed sources and deposited in foreign banks. Addressing the function, Acting Chief of Corruption Watchdog CIAA Kishore Kumar Silwal viewed that corruption in Nepal is an ethical problem. The CIAA chief also urged the government to endorse the under consideration bill on anti-corruption to give more teeth to the body. On October 31, 2003, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the UN Convention Against Corruption and requested that the Secretary General designate the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime as the Secretariat for the Convention's Conference of States Parties. Since then, 190 parties have committed to the Convention's anti-corruption obligations, showing near universal recognition of the importance of good governance, accountability and political commitment. The Assembly also designated 9th of December as International Anti-Corruption Day to raise awareness of corruption and of the role of the Convention in combating and preventing it. The Convention entered into force in December 2005. CPN Mao's Centre Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal had pledged of maintaining good governance in the country when he assumed the post of the Prime Minister on 25th of December last year. However, the general public are still awaiting for the Premier to fulfill his pledges. Corruption and irregularities have been on the rise instead, with every other scandal hitting the headline. Leaders of the main opposition as well as the ruling alliance parties have admitted the government's failure in maintaining good governance. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal had shown enthusiasm in maintaining good governance during his initial days as the country's Prime Minister. He had tried to give a positive message by initiating investigations on the Lalita Niwas land scam case, fake Bhutanese refugee scam and gold smuggling case. However, Premier Dahal's pledge of controlling corruption in the country has subsided in recent times. Likewise, grievances regarding corruption and irregularities have been increasing. The smuggling of large amount of yellow gold from the Trivandrum International Airport has continued unabated. The main opposition, CPN-UML, has blamed the government of failure in investigating high-profile cases of corruption. The ruling alliance parties too have become discontent with the government. The government works have been lackluster, while it has also failed to increase development expenditure. The national economy has been reeling under crisis and trade deficit has been increasing. Likewise, the trend of young generation going abroad amid lack of job opportunities back home has continued. Instances of people being taken abroad through illegal routes by human traffickers has also been increasing, while the government had failed to book the perpetrators. Prime Minister Dahal had directed the ministers and secretaries to conduct result-oriented works during the beginning of the current fiscal year. However, the ministers and secretaries have yet to follow the Premier's directives. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces regarding ways to control corruption. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
भ्रष्टाचारीहरूलाई कडाभन्दा कडा कारबाही गरियो भने यसको सहजै नियन्त्रण हुन सक्छ।
कानुनमा भएका कुरालाई कार्यान्वयन गर्नुपर्दछ।
भ्रष्टाचारीलाई संरक्षण गर्नु भएन।
घुस माग्ने त्यस्ता कोही प्रवृत्तिका मान्छेहरू आए भने हामी आफै सचेत भएर सम्बन्धित निकायमा खबर गरिदिनु पर्छ।
नागरिक नै आफै सचेत हुनुपर्ने जरुरी देख्छु म।
काम गरेको मूल्याङ्कन पनि सही दिनु पर्यो।
जबसम्म राजनीतिक दलले आफू भित्र सुधार ल्याउँदैन, भ्रष्टाचार कुनै पनि हालतमा नियन्त्रण हुँदैन।
हामीले नि बानी बिगारे हो कि घुस दिएर हो कि?
सरकार यस पर पुरै ध्यान दिनु पर्यो, तब देश सुधर्छ।
दुईमाथि कारबाही हुनु पर्यो अनि मात्र नियन्त्रण न हामीले दिन्छौँ न अरूले लिन्छ।
घुस लिने दिने दुवैलाई कारबाही नभएसम्म भ्रष्टाचार नियन्त्रण हुँदैन।
आयोगहरूले आफ्नो जिम्मेवारी पूरा गर्ने हो नि नेपालमा क्षणिक समयमा नै भ्रष्टाचार न्यूनीकरण गर्न सकिन्छ।
भ्रष्टाचारीहरूलाई संरक्षण गर्नु हुँदैन।
जबसम्म नैतिक सुधार मान्छेमा हुँदैन तबसम्म यो भ्रष्टाचार उन्मूलन चाहिँ हुँदैन।
ठाउँको ठाउँ कारबाही हुनु पर्यो।
संस्थागत भ्रष्टाचारहरू र नीतिगत भ्रष्टाचारहरूलाई नियन्त्रण गर्नको लागि चाहिँ कानुन निर्माण गरेर जानुपर्छ।
भ्रष्टाचार चाहिँ अपराध हो भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ हामीले एउटा जनचेतना फैलाउनु पर्छ।
नीतिगत रूपमा हुने भ्रष्टाचारलाई सरकारले नियम कानुन अनुसार उसको आफ्नो जो नियम कानुन बनेको छ त्यही अनुसारले उसले नियन्त्रण गर्यो भने।
The high-level committee formed by the government to probe into the trading of shares of telecommunication giant Ncell is set to begin investigation from tomorrow. The 5-member committee formed by the government under the leadership of former Auditor General Tonkamani Sharma will officially begin work from tomorrow. The committee included Government Secretary Fonindra Gautam, Assistant Secretary Baburam Bhandari and Ritesh Kumar Shakya, and President of ICANN Rajan Kumar Kafle. A member of the committee said that all the members have held unofficial talks and that investigation on the issue will begin soon. The committee has been allocated a 30-day deadline while it has geared up to conclude its work within the time limit. The government has begun investigation after Axiata, the parent company of Ncell, sold 80% of its shares to British company Spectralite at a bargain of 6.65 billion rupees. A farmer who was working in the field has died due to electric shock in Rautahat after the electric wire broke and struck him. The deceased has been identified as 70-year-old local farmer Baiju Pandit of Madhav Narayan Municipality, Ward number 7. Police have said that Baiju had died due to shock from electric wire of 11 kV that had snapped while he was working in the field. An ox also got killed in the incident. According to the police inspector of Rautahat Police Administration, Chalak Sharma, the incident occurred at around 11:45 p.m. earlier today. In fact, 11:45 a.m. earlier today. The local residents have attributed the incident to extreme negligence by the Electricity Authority. The Electricity Authority has said that 15,000 rupees will be provided immediately to the family of the deceased to perform his final rites and that a compensation will also be provided. According to a study, Nepal earns almost 67 billion rupees annually from the export of information technology services. Likewise, around 70,000 youth are involved in the information technology sector. However, the government has failed to create opportunities in the sector to prevent these young generations from going abroad and to ensure the overall development of the information technology sector. Job opportunities in various sectors have been increasing, in fact decreasing in the country in recent years, while in the information technology sector it has been expanding. The young generation involved in the sector is doing most of the available opportunities. Those who have returned home after completing their education abroad have been working for international companies in Japan, America, UAE, South Korea, among other countries from Nepal. Nepal has been providing IT services including programming, coding, designing, software development and testing, among others, to foreign companies. As per the latest study conducted by the Institute for Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked what could be the reason for the delay in investigations into big corruption cases launched by the CIAA. 66% voted for A, political interference, 6% for B, lack of caliber, and 8% for C, complicated issue. And here's today's question. Time now for international update. The Human Rights Watch groups have flayed America after it used a veto yesterday to block a resolution seeking a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. The United States yesterday vetoed a proposed United Nations Security Council demand for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in the war between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas in Gaza, diplomatically isolating Washington as it shielded its ally. Human Rights Watch has said that the U.S. decision has enhanced chances of American involvement in the war crimes. Likewise, donor agency Oxfam also said the decision has raised doubts over U.S. commitment to human rights. 13 other members voted in favor of a brief draft resolution put forward by the United Arab Emirates, while Britain abstained. The U.S. had offered substantial amendments to the draft, including a condemnation of the October 7 Hamas attacks that Israel says killed 1,200 people and in which 240 people were taken hostage. Britain's UN ambassador Barbara Woodward said her country abstained because there was no condemnation of Hamas. During the debate, the Palestinian ambassador cited the thousands killed or injured in Israel's assault on Gaza, while Israel's envoy said a ceasefire would only extend the war and that the only option for peace was to eliminate Hamas. Meanwhile, Israel has again mounted attacks in the southern Gaza, operating a house-to-house and SAF-to-SAF search for possible Hamas hideouts. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
Dhangadi FC and Sporting Elam played an enterprising draw in today's match at the Nepal Super League. Elam led the first half 2-0 but failed to hold on to their lead as they were compelled to share points with Dhangadi FC. Elam FC had to go into the match today at Darshat Stadium without their regular custodian and skipper Bikesh Kuthu, who was injured during a practice session. The bar was therefore under the command of Sumit Shrestha. After a number of goal-math actions, Elam took the lead towards the end of the first half. Fode Kamara scored the goal in the 45th minute to put Elam 1-0 ahead. Elam scored again in the injury time of the first half to double the lead at the break. Dhangadi tried to come back into the match as they launched a number of threatening moves in the second half. The pressure generated by Dhangadi paid dividends as Richard Osei made no mistake from the spot kick to reduce the deficit. The spot kick was awarded after Fode Fofana was fouled inside the D-box. Meanwhile, Fofana provided a perfect cross to Afiz Olawale, who struck a header to level the match at 2-2 in the 83rd minute. Dhangadi almost snatched a thrilling victory at the fag end. However, Ramchandra Waji's strike hit the crossbar in the dying minutes of the match. Dhangadi have climbed to the top of the league table, having collected 8 points from 4 matches, while Elam languish in the 7th position with 4 points from 5 matches. In the second match of the NSL today, Butwal Lumbini defeated Kathmandu Rangers 2-1 as Butwal registered their second win of the tournament. Sokhruk's early goal for Kathmandu was deemed offside. This error cost the match for Kathmandu as Butwal took the lead in the 29th minute. Stefan Belong put Butwal ahead after Gillespie Jung Karki's shot was parried by a defender. Kathmandu lost an opportunity to equalize in the closing stages of the first half when Andres Nia missed the target. Eric Vista doubled the lead for Butwal in the 61st minute. In the injury time, Kathmandu managed to pull one back as Rajiv Lopchen scored the goal. It was Kathmandu's first defeat of the tournament. Chitwan FC will take on Lalitpur in tomorrow's match under the NSL. Nepal take on Afghanistan in tomorrow's match under ACC Under-19 Asia Cup being played in UAE. This is Nepal's second match of the tournament. Afghanistan have a good blend of attacking players and batters who can play sensible cricket. They had begun in an explosive fashion in the match against India, only to lose ground in the second half of their innings. Nepal's batting lineup against Pakistan had completely crumbled, and therefore they need to watch out against the bowling lineup of Afghanistan as well. There is bound to be added pressure on Gulshan Jha, Dev Khanal and Arjun Kumal, as all of whom had failed to impress with the bat in the 7-wicket defeat against Pakistan. A defeat tomorrow will make it near impossible for Nepal to qualify for the semi-finals. Two top teams from each group will qualify for the semi-finals. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.